Something most, if not all guys, and girls for that matter, can identify with is sin in the form of lust and temptation, sin in the form of sin in any form, you know what I mean? In particular, we did a few songs, you know what I'm saying, addressing certain specific sins, and we have a lot of good brothers, you know what I mean, who's in our group and things like that, who have made such provision to not sin. It's not that like, oh, yo, I'm good and I'm not gonna sin. It's, no, I know how evil I am. I understand that when left to my own desires, man, I can make Hitler look like a choir boy, or I could be just as dirty as anybody else. The things that feed my eyes, the things that I desire in my heart are just nasty. And without God's grace in Christian accountability, without God's grace in giving us brothers who fellowship with us and helping us win these victories over sin, like without the accountability that I have, without God's grace over sin through Christian accountability, I don't know where I would be, honestly. Without the church body that I have, without my pastor, without my friends who I surround myself with, these good Christian brothers who are much stronger than me in many ways, I would be falling over and over and over again and over again and given, you know what I'm saying? Granted, we still sin, but God is very gracious in the giving of friendships, in the giving of fellowship, in the giving of accountability. And when we seize, you know what I'm saying, like we seize the opportunity, not really the opportunity, when we seize the gift of Christian accountability, we are blessed beyond reason. And I know in our group, in Plumbline and iSix5, we hold each other accountable pretty well. Not just in like, oh, musical, like, dog, that was doctrinally wrong or whack, you know what I mean? You need to check that out. But like on the daily, man, are you living a sanctified life? Are you being set apart at work? Are you growing in grace? Are you growing in sanctification? Can I see that? Is God's grace evident in your life? And we chop it up all the time. And God's grace over sin through Christian accountability is something we can't take for granted. Christian accountability is priceless. Priceless.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are gonna try to tell me the style of this beat doesn't match the content of the song, but for real, like, I straight up disagreed. Like, I'm gonna have some fun. Call me Ralph Vinning with the fitted cap and J's on. I want to talk about the sinfulness of sin and how our wicked hearts and the desires of them, like, make Satan and his power like pale in comparison. We're that wicked, you know what I'm saying? Like, the desires of our heart, you know what I'm saying? Who can know them, yo? Listen up. It's time to click the X on MySpace, homie. The girl in the ad was in my face, homie. WW now, I won't even go there today. Provision for the flesh is what you make it. When you up late at night, I don't know if you can take it. Don't shut the TV off when it gets late, kid, cause even basic cable got chicks getting naked, drooling over GIFs and JPEGs. I hope you come to hate it. See it from God's eyes, now check the basics. If you say face it, repent, show you save, kid, and then keep repenting, knowing that God's gracious. Unquenched fire leaves you wanting more. Prostituted innocence crying on the floor. We've all been there before, but you can't hide sin from a holy God behind a closed door. The sinfulness of sin is on the rise. Lust in your heart with the girl in your eyes. One thing on your mind with your door locked shut. This feast of your eyes is despised of his blood. The sinfulness of sin is on the rise. Lust in your heart with the girl in your eyes. God offers grace if you make provision to stop sinning and live a life of repentance.
With DVDs, APGs, and ADIs, then you need to be frequently reading and guarding your eyes. If you apply the same diligence put into searching for clips to the scripts, when temptation hits you, be better equipped. How would you feel if your mama walked in on your activity? Embarrassed? Well, it's all laid bare and side of the Trinity. Abusing your body, lusting for dirt. Anxious to be sinning, ruining purity. What's it worth? Staining up your linen. Come on, little buddy, listen. And I should probably mention, this ain't just for men, it also applies to you women. And if I'm talking to Christians, you should know it's written. You sow corruption, reap corruption. That's practical wisdom. You're habitually sinning. It's time for intervention. Call a cable company, put the web on suspension. Don't it kill the connection. See, I'm talking prevention, but know that change will never come till you come to repentance.
The sinfulness of sin is on the rise. Lust in your heart with the girl in your eyes. One thing on your mind with your door locked shut. This feast of your eyes is the spies of his blood. The sinfulness of sin is on the rise. Lust in your heart with the girl in your eyes. God offers grace if you make provision to stop sinning and live a life of repentance.
The sinfulness of sin is on the rise. You're not guarding your mind, so you can't control your eyes. Staring at her thighs, trying to figure out her size. Backsides got you on a 10-second fantasize. It started last week watching American Pie. Comply with Galatians 5 since thoughts are pint size. You believe the lies, you don't deny. Your flesh that survives pornography decriminalized. So you decide to buy and compromise, sinning at an all-time high and not running for the prize. Your heart's desperately sick, it lies in disguise. God's calling for holiness, but now you don't reply. It's time to break those ties, cause God has supplied everything for godliness through knowledge of him who's wise. You're sanctified by grace in Christ, you're baptized. I advise Matthew 5 and start plucking out your eyes.
Now I know that he's beautiful, his character is immutable, and in light of his majesty I see the sinfulness of sin. The Lord alone is glorious, the risen Lamb victorious, and in light of his majesty I see the sinfulness of sin. Now I know that he's beautiful, his character is immutable, and in light of his majesty I see the sinfulness of sin. The Lord alone is glorious, the risen Lamb victorious, and in light of his majesty I see the sinfulness of sin.